So we're having this meeting and everything, and so now we're getting into like the heart-to-heart discussion part of our meeting, and I want to know, um, what was it? What started you in the whole raw food thing? Break it down as much as you want to. Give us your heart and soul, baby.
So I was working in a music store that had a health food end cap, and they had barley max. No, not barley max.
Ooh.
It was the AIM companies. Barley. I don't know. It was a barley powder, and they had juicers, and they have the Holiday Acres stuff. They used to be folks who owned it used to be Holiday Acres health ministers, and so anyway, they sold that stuff, and I would walk by it every day, and I remember, I think I bought my mom a book from there for her birthday one time. A lot of information about like different health practices to take, clean water, exercise, that kind of stuff. And it had a little bit of, and if I remember correctly, it's funny, I think he actually says, I actually have a friend who only eats raw fruits and vegetables. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But, you just, I didn't take that much into account, actually. But one of the things he said to do was juice. So eventually I was able to buy a juicer from that store. And I started juicing, and I really got into that, and that was fun. And I think it would have been January of '06 that I started getting into that.
Okay.
And so I was getting into juicing, and I was really enjoying that. I got this one book, Juicing for Life. I was starting to get into that, and I just, reading that and finding out about how healthy the raw enzymes were for you, and why we needed them, and, and why cooked food loses the enzyme activity. And so I really started to get into that. And it made sense, and so I just started adding more salads into what I ate. I mean, it was a whole process over a whole year. And I was kind of moving towards it, eating more vegetables and raw vegetables, eating less not so great stuff. I know I didn't understand all the bits and bobs of health, but I would do less meat. I got down to doing meat only twice a week. But eventually, and part of my interest in that, I had gotten interested in that stuff, so I started doing a school project. By this time, I was taking the barley supplements, and so I was getting extra nutrition in that way. And I started doing. I did a project on how the AIM products are good for you and stuff like that. So I was able to research that. One of the books that I got, I think I found it in the bibliography behind the Callbaum book, was Raw Energy by Leslie and Suzanne. And I had to track it down via eBay, and I got like the 1984 edition, I think. 1984, 1986, something like that. But that was such an eye-opener because it really had a lot of information that really kind of guided me towards, and I just read that over and over again. Talking about how the different enzymes and nutrients are so good for you when they're raw. But so anyway, I read that, did the school project, went along into the summer because I just I can be slow on projects sometimes. Um, but I did that, got that done, was moving towards it, got down probably in the fall. I was just eating meat twice a week. Then the week of, or the end of November, I did all raw for 3 days, which was amazing. One thing that I made sure that I never did, whenever I wanted to eat something, I never let myself feel deprived. So when I was kind of transitioning, I suppose, I just ate, if I felt like having something, I ate it. And didn't feel bad about it. Because I know that if I feel deprived, then I'm much more likely to crash. Anyway, so I just ate it. But anyway, end of November, I went for 3 days raw. The next day was Thanksgiving. And I had, regular Thanksgiving dinner. Turkey and 16 buttered rolls. I mean, we're in the South. It's just what you do. And I had that. The next day I did all raw. And the next day after that I did all raw. And the next day after that. And it just went on and on and on. And that's basically what got I'll tell you, the main salad dressing that got me through was Juliano's raw house dressing from his hardback book.
Uh-huh.
Most of the recipes in that book are scary.
Oh, hell yeah.
But that was my first raw cookbook.
Mine too!
Isn't that the best? But so I used that as like 5 ingredients. Lemon juice, ginger, I can still remember it. Lemon juice, ginger, garlic, sea salt. Well, actually he used Bragg's, but I think I used Bragg's sometimes, sea salt sometimes, and oil. And I used that stuff for the longest time, months and months and months and months. And that's really what got me through, the initial hump. But so yeah, that's how I came to be raw.
That was good. That was perfect. Thank you. You're beautiful, Drew. I love it.